First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. I'd also like to give double honors to my elders and apostles at Great Millstone that do well. And I would like to say peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, to the hopeful elected and 1/3. And Adon Ratazah, this lesson will be edifying as well as exhorting to the sincere sheep of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. And the Wadiya Bashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakwadash for giving me the inspiration to do this lesson. And as the title reads, we are watching the fall of the house of Saul. And, I don't want to make this lesson too long. There is a lot of beautiful information and accounts to go into getting ready to head to camp. But I was just watching this in particular video. Let me go right here. All right. And I just want to pretty much sum this recent situation. I want to sum it all up in one. Okay. And ultimately, that's prophecy. Okay. Right here, you have IHBK furthering going in on the situation, that abominable, unclean situation from the camp of Sakari, starting with their leader. And you have the IHBK, getting on them as they should. But what you're witnessing now is a civil matters within. Okay, because I don't know how long a lot of you Israelites have been knowing of this truth, but as long as I have known, there has always been back and forth discrepancies within camps, just like in the scriptures. Okay, the scriptures say one city was divided, from the other. Even in the time of Yahushai, there was always situations where some believed, some didn't. Some had a problem, some didn't. And ultimately, it just goes back to the Lord showing who he is dealing with, and that is taking place through prophecy. I'd like to go to number 17. I'll probably save that for camp. Adon Ratazah, if the Rachakwadash feeds us that account, we'll go into that, as well as Ezekiel 34. But what I want to do with this in particular lesson is just pretty much touch on a few points in the time of the house of Saul. And what you'll see is the rise and then the fall of Saul, leading into ultimately the choosing of the house of David, because that was always prophecy. Okay. And I also want to say this for this individual who called himself Alazar. Okay. But anyways, he always pushed that Levitical. Well, the chosen line that the Lord is going through is not the Levitical, but David's line, Judah. Okay. So there's a lot of different things I want to speak on. So let's just jump right into it. I really don't want to make this long, even though lessons like these can be brought out in a more, screenshot and stills and timeline. You could go a little deeper into it, but I just want to hit the point. Okay. And I want to use this example as with Jake today. And let's read this. It says, Israel demands a king. Okay. So why did Israel demand a king? Let's go down to verse 5. We'll go back to 1, but I want the initial point. 1 Samuel 8:5. And Samuel said unto him, behold, it says, and said unto him, these are the elders. I'll start at 4, which, mind you, Samuel's the priest. Then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramah and said unto him, behold, thou art old. Does that now sound familiar? Wasn't there the individual, all right, the so-called chief priest, the leader of Sakari? Did he not tell elder Apostle Tahar that he is too old to be teaching according to the law as a priest? Did he not say that? Same notion that they had back then with Samuel, same problem they had with Moses in the time of Korah. Okay? Nothing new under the sun here. There's nothing new under the sun here. What you are witnessing is the rise and fall of Saul. Adon Ratazah, we are of that elect, 144. Just happened to see that number. And it says, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. So I wanted to pinpoint this example right here because what you read from this is the mindset of the people, like we see with Israelites today. They want to self-appoint their leader. They want to self-appoint a king, a priest, a judge, but that doesn't mean just because you wanted to self-appoint a leader over you, that doesn't mean that the Lord anointed him to be a king, to be a priest, to be your appointed leader. And this is why we're seeing the rise of individuals as well as the fall of individuals. Okay, we're witnessing the rise and fall of these men that are from the house of Saul. Now, let's see here. Let's keep going with this. So actually, we'll just keep going. All right. And it says, verse 6, but the thing displeased Samuel. See, but the thing displeased Samuel when they said, give us a king to judge us. And Samuel prayed to the Lord. So now watch this. This is where it gets good. So in the times past, when Israel cried for something, even though it wasn't for their betterment, the Lord said, okay, you sure you want that? You sure about that? You sure about that? Okay, now I'm going to give it to you. And the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of the people in all that they say unto thee, for they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me. So ultimately, what Jake's actions are showing is their rejection in Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai's prophecy and his will and what he has set up. And now because they are Israel and they can cry unto the Lord, this is what they're crying, what they want. So it's like, okay, it's kind of like a child. All right, even though this ain't good for you, I'm going to give you what you want. You know, you ever see a parent give their child, like I see in a video, this baby was crying for like those, that lemon, you know, it's like that lemon dropper. You put it on certain desserts. It's not meant to be like eaten raw, but the child kept wanting it. So the father gave it to him and he tasted it and it was bitter and he started crying and he didn't like it. But you were warned. I tried to tell you. Just like now, all these years, all these lessons going out. Watch these guys. Refrain from the tents of these wicked men. Don't take heed to that. Who has bewitched you time and time and time. But time and chance happens to all men. And now you're looking what happens to the end of all men, where time and chance was happened to them, but wasn't prophesied for them to stay in that position. Remember, this is prophecy, people. Okay, at the end of the day, it was prophesied for the house of David. It was prophesied for this chosen lineage. All right, King Saul, he was a Benjamite. That doesn't mean that Benjamin ain't of the elect, but we're talking about order here. We're under the order of the priesthood of Melchizedek. The Levitical priesthood was just a shadow of things to come, but men have fallen victim to the darkness of their eyes following the shadow. Just like in Wisdom of Solomon 13, men are ignorant by nature. The moon, the stars, the quasars and shit, but not the creator who created it. See? So that's what Jake right now. Jake wants to set up an individual Israelite. All praise to him. We'll follow him. And then now what happens when him is smitten? Okay? And it says that I should not reign over them. See? So they don't want Yahweh to reign over. They don't want Yahweh Bashem Shai to reign over. They want a self-appointed leader that they can say through him will serve the Lord. Okay. So now what I want to do, I'm just going to jump down and let's go to verse 10. Okay. Look, now this is what's going to happen. So you said you wanted a king, right? Now I just want to try this in the NLT. I want to see what this says. So 1 Samuel's 8 and 10. Okay. So it says, so Samuel passed on the Lord's warning to the people who were asking him for a king. Oh, you want a king, right? Okay. This is how a king will reign over you, Samuel said. The king will draft your sons and assign them to his chariots and his charioteers, making them run before his chariots. He's going to put their ass to work, okay? And one thing that I've noticed from a lot of Israelites, in particularly the men, when they leave these camps, like IUIC and such, okay, but I can only speak in particularly of IUIC personally because there has been ex IUIC member that's came up to our camp here, even in Rochester, and what we heard was terrible. You know, the labor and the rigor. So you can only imagine All right. And then now, even within the Sakari situation, there's a lot of dirty laundry that's going out. So it's just not, it's a hodgepodge, you know, it's a debacle. So there's a lot of things happening within the walls of these houses, all right, that are now being brought out. And ultimately, they're all crumbling together. Okay, this is the end of ISUPK, IUIC, Sakari, and so on. This is the end, man. Okay, the house of Saul collectively is falling, and I'm going to keep saying it. One of your star quarterbacks, all right, tore his ACL. You know, got this big ass defensive lineman out here as a star quarterback. Come on. And he tore his ACL spiritually. All right. So now what do you do? First Samuel said, but you were warned. Going back to the time of Saul, you were warned about Saul. You were warned about making this man your king by the name of Saul. You were warned. Some will be generals and captains in his army. Some will be forced to plow in his fields and harvest his crops. And some will make his weapons and chariot equipment. So it ain't peace. Okay. So the king that you choose is not bringing peace to the people. It's not bringing peace to the land. And it's funny because these guys prided themselves in warring in the scriptures. Debate. What about the kingdom? What about rest? The law. Like, damn, chill out. I'm in captivity. But this is what was told to you. See? The king will take your daughters from you and force them to cook and bake and make perfumes for him. He will take away the best of your fields and vineyards and olive groves and give them to his own officials. See, Ezekiel 34, they're going to be fat off you. All right. They're going to use you. They're going to make you do this, cook that, plow that, make my plate here. All right. Stand there. They're going to lord over you. See, you sure about that? You really want this kind of king over you? Okay. Okay. That's what you're going to get. It says, let's see. He will take 1/10 of your grain. Oh, you just had another member of Sakari who went berserk, Sergeant Berserk, all right, which I got videos on him and I couldn't find it, so I'm going to leave it there. I'm not even going to speak on it because I can't find it in particular receipt. I see it in my head, but I don't have it to show you. But Yahweh Shema Shai is my witness. We have evidence against these guys being off. But anyways, there's another video going out about extortion. Extortion. Yeah, extorting, man. Okay, so there's a lot of nasty, filthy, secret sins being revealed because we're watching the fall of the house of Saul. Okay, it says judgment must begin at the house. And your grape harvest and distribute it among his officers and attendants. Yep. One of the statements an individual made that was just in the recent Sakari camp said, the sergeant over them in their camp said, you buy this watch for your sergeant. You know, use your credit card. Use your credit card. And he said I'm just telling what they said. Okay, the video's up. We could just put in personal testimony Sakari. Okay, and it'll pop up. Matter of fact, let me just real quick. I said I wasn't gonna make this long, but hey, you know, this is court. This is court is in session. Okay, so real quick, personal testimony. Let's just put Sakari. If it doesn't come up, you can do your due diligence right there. Bada bing, bada boom. They, Sakari, have been wicked. Testimony. There you go. Okay, now in this video, I watched it, as you can see. All right, I watched it, and this individual stated how in particular member was extorting them, and then when he would get money, he would tell them when they came to collect their money, because now they needed to pay rent or in particular bills that were due, the statement from the sergeant was, oh, that was just alms. So these are greedy dogs. But anyways, let's continue. I have a few points. You see these points? I want to make these points. I'm trying to line everything up for you to show you the walk down of the rise and fall of Saul, or the house of Saul, which we can equate to what we're witnessing today. All right. And it says, let's see, verse 16, he will make your male and your female slaves and demand the finest of your cattle and donkeys for his own use. They get all the best. They got all the goods. They get it up, but you don't got this, you don't got that. You're struggling to pay that. You know, we're all going through things here because we're in captivity. But a lot of these Israelites that are in these other camps, t-shirt fringe Israelite camps, what you are witnessing is a power circle with the leaders living lavish, living good, smiling, social media, and all these things, and the rest of the congregants aren't doing as well. But this was what was told would happen to Israelites under the rulership of King Saul, and this is what we're seeing happening today, while the house of Saul is still showcasing itself to be the leaders. That's what they're showcasing that they're the leaders. But remember, Saul was a self-appointed king by the people. Listen, what's that statement? The customer's always right. That ain't true. Okay, the customer ain't always right. It says men rightly. What does it say? We hardly judge it right. Let me get this real quick. I got a couple points for you. Let me put men's hearts. What is it? Rightly judge. Excuse me. If a brother knows it, judges right. I was just reading this too. This damn flesh. Let me see. The scriptures say that we barely judge correctly in matters at times. So the point is, people are not always going to get it right, even though you collectively agree. Okay, you may collectively agree, but it doesn't mean that you're always right. Okay, so I always like to use that precept because we're judging. So we got to judge both matters. We got to look at both sides of the coin then before we make that decision. Okay. So anyways, back to the main point. I'll have to find that precept because it's going to bother me. Now let's keep going. He demands 1/10 of your flock. You will be his slaves. So look at all this. Okay. You could look verse 19. Okay. Let me see. Verse 18. Look. When that day comes, you will beg for relief from this king you are demanding, but then the Lord will not help you. See? And I was meditating upon this for any Israelite that may be leaving or fleeing from the tents of these wicked men. You need to repent. You need to repent in the name of Yahweh Shai Hamashiach. You need to take that mother effing fitted off. Take that undergarment fringe t-shirt off. All right. And you need to sit down and learn. Okay. You need to throw everything you thought out and you need to learn. Okay. From the Holy Spirit, starting through the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down so that you can be baptized. Okay. Because being under the vibration of these wicked self-appointed men, there's a lot of uncleanness, in the thoughts of the mind and how you react in your actions that need to be changed now. Okay. Thank you, my brother. I greatly appreciate that. Let me get this real quick. Let me see. I hope I didn't butcher it. That's why I said his damn brain. Wisdom of Solomon 9:15. For the corruptible body presses down the soul. Exactly. See, we're over here really fighting. We're really sincerely serving. We're not appointing and putting ourselves on this big praise paddle, this big praise panel, and this pedestal. Yeah, me, chief priest. Yeah. I'm rapping. I'm debating. I'm driving. I'm everywhere. No, bro, you spread yourself too thin, like the Roman Empire. Okay. So we are witnessing the rise and fall ultimately of the house of Saul. Okay. Wicked men that have been self-appointed by the people don't mean they've been appointed by the Lord. And it says, and the earthly tabernacle weigheth down the mind. That's why it tells you in Corinthians that we receive this glory in this earthen vessel. All right. This body bag of punishment. But we're enduring it. We're dealing with it. We're not giving you a scam, a lie, a scheme. We're letting you know, no, this is hell. This is shit. This body stand here. We're not presenting you this, get multiple wives, get my mixtape, 1 year anniversary of my debate. Come just sit and listen to me with sunglasses on and drink while I dismiss members calling on the phone. You know, it's just the across the board shit. We ain't podcasters. And it says that weigheth down the mind that museth upon many things, right? Music. The root word for music is muse, which means to think. Here's the point. Greatly appreciate you, brother. Wisdom of Solomon 9:16. And hardly do we guess aright. So in the time when Israel was crying for a king, they weren't guessing aright because they wanted a king, Because the nations had a king. So then you got guys, why they want a mixtape? Because niggas got mixtape. Why they want Hellcats? Because niggas got Hellcats. See? Why they want the black woman? Because Esau got the black woman. Excuse me. Okay, a little comical humor in these serious times that we're living in. All right, so you need to understand that just because Israel be wanting shit, don't mean that what the Lord wants for us. Okay, Jake is a sheep, man. Out of nowhere, now all Jake say is cap. If you say cap to me, I'm looking at you funny. If I've known you a couple of years, brother, and your vocabulary is changing based off the demographic of world stars' vocabulary, I'm saying something to you. But you get what I mean. You know, now niggas like Blueface because Esau gave. My point is, whatever Esau gives, Jake just runs to it. He runs to it because he wants what the nations got. So why was Saul set up? Because they saw the nations had a king, so they wanted a king. Okay, and it says, and hardly do we guess it, right? And this is why we remain humble. I say it plain. I got a saying here. Hey, I could be wrong, but I am going to say this. I say that because there's times where I was wrong, but we don't have a problem admitting it. Okay? I say that. I say, man, I might be wrong, but I think this motherfucker, you know? And it says, at things that are upon earth, and with labor do we find the things that are before us, but the things that are in heaven, who has searched out? Exactly. At the end of the day, okay, you need to understand at the end of the day that this is the Lord movie, okay? And he don't need none of us, all right? He don't need none of us. This is why King David made that prayer about take not the Holy Spirit. See? We understand at the snap of a fingers, anything can happen, all right? We ain't nothing, man. And, you know, I was thinking about that not too long ago, and it brought more fear upon me, okay? But you got other guys that have put themselves in a very high seat. Matthew 23 just came to mind, a chief seat. Okay, they put themselves in this chief seat, and they not the chief. Okay, what did Yahushua say? He exalts himself shall be abased. And then the biggest thing is when these guys get abased, they're acting like they ain't abased. Even Babylon got to sit her ass down, man. Let me see real quick. This is Matthew's 23. Look at all this red letter. Matthew's 23 and 5. But all their works they do for to be seen of men. Yep. Let's go have camp at Super Bowl. What? I'm not going and standing outside of the fucking Super Bowl. Hey, come on, y'all. Let's go camp and go in front of the White House. Or let's burn the flag. Ooh, let's go prophesy. Let's go preach in front of a strip club at 12 o'clock at night. Let's go preach in front of the bar. What? I'm not doing that. They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments and love the uttermost rooms at feasts and the chief seats in the synagogues. There you go. This is the mindset. This is the characteristic. This is how they handle and conduct themselves to the people that appointed them. All praises for the bishop. That's just a unnurtured soul with a mouth. All right. Majority of our people have been born in vain. They don't know. They just got air between their two ears. All right. Now let's continue. So now 1 Samuel 10. So they wanted a king. Now I'm going to have to anoint him. 1 Samuel 10:1. Then Samuel took a vial of oil and poured it upon his head and kissed him and said, it is not because the Lord has anointed thee to be captain over his inheritance. You see that? It is not because the Lord did this, but since you've been set up, since this is, so now you're going to go through the necessary steps, but this is the rise. You find out you're an Israelite. You start getting the knowledge. Now knowledge puffeth up. Now you start becoming disobedient to parents. Now the unclean spirits enter you. And now you even are amongst the company of the prophets. And even times you accept what the prophets say and you prophesize it too. But that don't mean that you a prophet. 1 Samuel 10:5. After that, thou shalt come to the hill of Yahweh, talking about Saul, where is the garrison of the Philistines, and it shall come to pass when thou art come thither to the city, that thou shalt meet a company of prophets. Who's that company of prophets? The house of David, great millstone, hopeful elect, coming down from the high place with psaltery and tabret and a pipe and a harp. Oh, singing the song. Only the elect could sing that song. See? Before them, and they shall prophesy. Now, you might have prophesied for a little bit. You had a little occasion We see that. Even when you look back at the early days of even Alizé and Hakah, they were, you would thought that they were great millstone members because they once were, but then slowly that evil spirit crept upon them like it did Saul when King David got anointed. Let's grab that. Ooh wee. Let me see where we at here. 1 Samuel 15 now. Now, 1 Samuel 15 is good because what this shows is the first major act of disobedience by Saul, like we see today. Okay, you'll be set up, and they seem righteous. They seem like they're guys too, until you get specific in doctrine. See, guys always seem like they're the part until you get to the fine detail. Okay, then when you get to the fine detail, you're like, wait a minute, what'd you just say? After 1,000 years, what? See, when you really start dissecting guys, that's when you really find out where their heart is. Okay, and this is what happened with Saul. Saul's heart showed disobedience. Okay, let me see real quick. 1 Samuel 15:1. Samuel also said unto Saul, the Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Lord. So now you want to put yourself in this position. Now you've showcased that you are of this position. Now you have to obey what the Lord has said for you to do. Okay, and that's why it said in 1 Samuel's, what is that, 16 and 13? But did you do what the Lord commanded you to do? Or is it 14 and 13? I was just reading this. Or is it 15? I could snag it. Okay, I could snag it's literally right in here. There's just so much beautiful points. So in this situation, Saul was commanded to ultimately say Amalek. Okay, look, go through smite, but did he do that? No. And then I kind of being a little spiritual with this, I took this also as example, like, well, you got men that are in league with Amalek. You got Israelites in league with Esau. Adam 22's Amalek. Adam 22's last name is Grand Mason. Let me show you that real quick. And then y'all wanted to go on the podcast. Adam 22, full name. That fucking witch, that lust box demon. What does this say, brothers? Does that say Grand Mason? Okay, this is an Amalek. Okay, he's Amalek. I'm just being spiritual right here. Okay, let me just see. Let me see. Is he? He is. Is he? Is he? It's a question. Is he? All right, and he is. All right, let's just go like this. We know he's an Edomite, but specifically, yeah, this guy's. I'll look more. There it is. Why are you also part of the problem? Okay, I'll look more into it. But if I'm not mistaken, this guy is actually Amalek. He's actually an Ish. So I just looked at that spiritual, okay, situation with Amalek. There was a rebellion against it, and that was your downfall. Okay, Saul's downfall was his disobedience, and his disobedience came between him and his leadership or mercy pertaining to not slaying ultimately the king of Amalek. Now let me put this in real quick. Saul, let me put it like this. What is it? 1 Samuel's 14 and 13? I think it is. First, let me see. You did not hearken what the Lord commanded thee. See, you could keep the commandments, but did you do what the Lord commanded thee? So I'm not seeing it right there. Now I have my scriptures in front of me, and I think is it 16 and 13, 16 and 14? Yeah, okay, it's right here. It's 1 Samuel 16 and 16. Beautiful. So what we're going to do here is we're going to zoom past 1 Samuel's 15, even though this is a very beautiful account to go into. And ultimately, the king of Amalek did get slayed, but the men of Amalek did get spared, which you could look at that spiritual because ultimately Amalek was set up to be judged in this time. Okay. But within that, this is also a charge laid against Saul for his disobedience, and I'll prove it to you with this precept. 1 Samuel 15 and 20. Look, rebuke his ass. 1 Samuel 15 and 22, real quick. And it says, and Saul said unto Samuel, yea, I have obeyed the voice of the Lord. Show me where I'm sitting. Show me where I'm sinning. And I did want to do a lesson titled, From the Man That Said, Show Me Where I'm Sinning, to now the man that the Lord showed was sinning. Tell me, man, I'm telling you, if you do not fear Yahweh Shema Shai, you got to do something. You got to fast. You got to sit down. You need to be spiritually slapped at any second, any moment, man. Okay. Now, I watched this comical video yesterday of a Jake, and he was drinking a water, and he said, suddenly when you feel the sharp pain in your chest, and he said, that's God reminding you that I could take you out at any minute. And I said, that's true, though. Food for thought. Don't our elder apostles always talk about that? Comedia, food for thought. I said, that is true. You don't know what can happen behind that wheel when you get on that plane, when you make that statement, when you go to anything. We're not paranoid or, oh my God. No, this is why we trust and we hope and we pray for mercy, because only one who fears is going to pray for certain things, because within that fear, then comes the thought process of, ooh, Baba shall have mercy. Oh, please, I trust you. See? So it's a big difference. So anyways, look how he replies back. After everything he was told to do and he didn't do, he said, but I obeyed. Show me where I'm sinning. And then the Lord showed you was sinning and have gone the way which the Lord sent me. I live by the law. Show me where I'm sinning. Show me where I'm sinning. And they say that. Don't they act holier than thou? Don't they act like they're perfect? The house of Saul acts like it's perfect. And have brought Agag, the king of Amalek. Yeah, he spared Agag and have utterly destroyed the Amalekites. But the people took the spoil, sheep and oxen, but you were told not to. The chief of the things which should have been utterly destroyed, to sacrifice unto the Lord thy power in Gilgal. Right. So then you look at this and like, right, why are you guys acting worldly? Why are you putting on what is supposed to be destroyed? See? And Samuel said, hath the Lord as great delight in burnt offering and sacrifices as, right. I have the clip a Passover ago. I think the statement this individual made says, I'll kill all these lambs and it's just a lamb dinner, nothing else, right? So the Lord at this time told you he may have pleasure in this, but what does he have more pleasure in? Obedience, okay? Not just sacrifice, not just you living by the law, actual obedience in the spirit, okay? It's a big difference. Okay, it's a way big difference, man. And that's what the house of Saul has missed the mark. Like the wicked Pharisees and Sadducees, they believe perfection came through the letter. Okay, let's see here. And it says right here, 1 Samuel 15-22, as in obeying the voice of the Lord, behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. And one thing, if you notice, there's a common collective personality trait that in particular men that are off have, and that's not being obedient, not taking heed to what the elders and apostles are telling you. Okay, and a lot of young men, all right, outside of Bishop Nathaniel have popped up and have presented themselves in this position like they're equal. And now you notice they have this black woman, you can't tell me nothing spirit on them. Beware of that nigga woman mindset. I myself had a purge through my own mind, nigga woman reactions, nigga woman thoughts, because I was raised by a single woman, okay? And if you ain't humble, you're not going to admit that, all right? You want to deny it. No, man, we get better through experience. We get better through going through things. But when you deny, when you don't obey, you're only hurting yourself, man. And it says, obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken, let me see, than the fat of rams. For rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft. And then later on, now we're going to get Samuel, the evil spirit gets on Samuel as King David gets anointed. So what you see is a transition. So now Saul starts going to a witchcraft. All right. And this individual, Alazar, he actually posted a picture with him in front of a mark that said voodoo. Okay. Excuse me. It said voodoo, man. And I'm just using him as an example. Where the hell are you? Okay. You go right here. Let me see. Right there. Look at that. All right. Look at voodoo. Okay. Voodoo, bro. I'm not calling him Saul. I'm just using the accounts of Saul as talking points of what we're seeing today. Did not Saul go to a witch? Let's ask it. He went to the witch of Endor and he dressed up in a costume. Did Saul go to a witch? Let's see. Yes, King Saul visited the witch of Endor in the Bible to summon the spirit of the prophet Samuel. See? So you got guys doing things on the left-hand side. Going back, Adam 22, and him slutting out his wife. Then Alizé, he wanted to slut out his wife, and then he wanted him to be slutted out. Excuse me, I'm just saying, gosh damn. We're watching the rise and fall of the house of Saul in real time. And then you got men now that have turned a blind eye to other men's wickedness, and now they got to fight with each other. They're all fighting with each other. They're all bickering like the ancient zealots, like the ancient Sakari. It's happening in real time. And we just praying, praying, fasting, going to camp, just hoping we're doing edifying lessons. And these guys are crashing and burning, man. Whew. Anyways, let's go back to my point. Okay. 1 Samuel 15-23, for rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft. So when you guys don't listen and you rebel, you a witch because it's evil. And stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry, because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord. You rejected the Holy Spirit. He has also rejected thee from being a king. So now what we're witnessing is not individuals that need to repent. We are witnessing individuals being judged for their non-repentance, for being wicked. And then you got men that are like, yeah, you just got to repent. Nobody said that about Great Millstone. Nobody said, man, they just repented and they just this and they just that. Let me get this, man. This proves y'all evil men. This proves you evil. Proverbs 28:5, evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. So we understand what's taking place. We understand what's happening. Who is bold as the lion? The righteous. Let me see. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. 1 Samuel 15. And yeah, we want that. Now let's go to 16. Now let's get into King David, which was the lineage. Why did King David was chosen? Because he was of a chosen lineage. Because his brothers didn't get chosen. He got chosen. Okay. That's why they call it the Davidic line. Okay. Let me see. I got some information. It's like I meant to give it to y'all, brothers. Okay. In the Bible, the Davidic line, descendants of King David, was chosen because Yahweh promised that the Messiah or Hamashiach would come from the lineage, establishing a royal and Masonic connection. Let me give it to you right here. Real quick, just in case you didn't know. Okay. Oh, I like that. Genesis, 49. Real quick. Prophecy. So you got these guys raising up. I'll give it to you like this. Where's a prophecy that the Lord said, I'm going to raise up a general in the last days, or I'm going to raise up a captain in the last days. I'm going to raise up this bishop in the last days. But all these guys got these self-appointed titles as if they are and they are showcased as leaders, but prophecy don't say that. Okay. Genesis 49:10. And it says, this is all going about Yahweh Shai. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet until Shiloh come. Who's Shiloh? Yahweh Shai. And unto him shall the gathering of the people be. So the gathering of the people, it ultimately comes through who? Judah. Okay. But and also so the other tribes don't magnify themselves. It's just order. And what is Yahweh Shai? He's the lion of the tribe of Judah. Okay. So the Lord is showing you what line he was chosen to set up to be a king over our people. All right. And that's who? King David. This is why when Yahweh Shai comes back, he's going to be referred to as the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And you know what's heavy? As of late, my mindset has been when watching in particular things, like I'll just show you. That shit says voodoo. And you took a fucking picture in front of that? You mean to tell me you can't tell me this motherfucker ain't no reprobate? What the fuck? Excuse me. All right. Excuse me. My opinion don't matter. So I apologize. But damn, that's just a thought that came to my mind. So let's put this real quick. I just want to showcase you something. So let's put this in. Okay. And I just want you to see something. I just want you to see something. So let me go. Where is it? This fucking demon right here. That's Amalek, man. Okay. But anyways, I was hoping that Alazar's, let me put white man. That man said he wanted his woman to wear a shirt that's a fucking white man. That's crazy. White man evil. Let's just do that. Let me see. I mean, you know what I'm getting at. I just wanted to give you the actual, the Alazar one. Okay. Let me see. Let's just go like this. Because they ain't that diligent. These videos ain't recent. So when you go on here, I just want to show you. I want you to see it while I read it. Okay. This shit's all unclean too. I think it's videos. And where is it? Damn, these niggas are diligent. Well, it says that wicked don't sleep. Look at this shit. Damn, these niggas got a lot of shit. Where's the video? Where is it? I just want to show you with him sitting there, the thought that came to my mind while I seen it. But pretty much when I saw the interview that he did, I said, what would they do if Yahweh Shai came in the room? You know, like what would they do in that minute Yahweh Shai entered the room? I don't know. It's in here somewhere. Anyways, I don't know. This shit's all unclean. I probably passed it. It don't matter. But anyways, my mindset has been, when you see guys just talking, like imagine if Yahweh Shai just walked in the room. What the fuck would your title be? What would it mean then? You know, what would your bank account mean? What would your channel mean? What would your opinion mean when the King of Kings walks in, the Lord of Lords? What the fuck do you even mean to that? Nothing. So that's why it's best to remain humble, unlike these guys. But let me go, man. I'm making this way too long than I need. So let's get this point. 1 Samuel 16. And you can read 4. The Most High don't chose outward. He chooses inward appearance right here, 1 Samuel 16:7. But you people, you self-appointed Israelites, you all want that outward appearance Israelite leader. I like his garment. I like his speech. I like his glasses. I like this. Shut up. You don't know what you like. You don't even know what you want to eat for dinner. 1 Samuel 16. Now check this out. Watch what happens. 1 Samuel 16:13. David anointed. See, David was anointed because he was chosen. Saul was anointed because the people wanted him. Big difference. 1 Samuel 16 and 13. Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him, David, in the midst of his brethren. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon David from that day forward. So Samuel rose up and went to Ramah, but the Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from the Lord troubled him. See how the balance is? So would the fall means even a greater rise. Okay. So with the fall of Saul is a greater rise of the house of David. That's what I wanted to bring out. I wanted to bring out that a great rising, okay, in the spirit is taking place for the hopeful elect, those of the house of David, in the midst of war, back and forth, bickering, breakdowns, doctrines, refusal, disobedience, rebellion. As all that's taking place, the spirit's being taken from them. And the watch 2 Samuel 3:1. Now there was long war between the house of Saul and the house of David, but David waxed stronger and stronger. We're just getting stronger. We're just enduring more, fighting more, being better, you know, being a better servant, being a better brother, being better in our mind. Okay? That's us getting stronger. Inward man renewed day by day. Outward man is perishing. And they got their fame from being that outward man. But the Most High don't choose the outward man. So this is amazing. And the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker, till great was the fall of it. And that's the time we're living in. The great fall, man. The great fall of the house of Saul. I'd be amiss if I didn't get this. Matthew 7. You know, and I didn't even mean to make that rhyme. It just happened to, but I'm going to keep it, you know. Matthew 7 and let me see. The 2 foundations, the 5 wise, 5 foolish. Now I'm going to get to the point here. Matthew 7:26. Everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not, rebellion, okay, disobedience, show me where I'm sinning, shall be likened unto a foolish man. Now you look like a fool, man. Keep taking pictures in front of the voodoo mark. and I'm just using him as an example, which built his house upon sand. That's like confusion. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. So we are witnessing the great fall of the house of Saul, man. Okay, because the house of David is prophesied to reign supreme. Amos 9:11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David. Bayath Dawadah. That is fallen. House of David. Bayath Dawadah. Bayath house. Saul of Dawadah. David. All right. Tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. This is why brothers are brothers no matter the tribe. Going back to that individual, what did he always push? Levitical, 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 Levite, 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 Haiti, Haiti, Haiti. Yeah, that nigga's from hell. Okay? And now you catching hell. And now you all got to deal with this hell. But the breaches thereof, meaning the brotherhood. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as the days of old. So the building is taking place, hence why we are the third temple. Hence why Yahushua said the kingdom of heaven comes not with observation, but it's within you. What is that? Luke 17:21 or 21:17? Let's see. Luke 17. It just flashed before my eyes, so I got to get it. Luke 17:20. It says, and when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of Yahweh should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of Yahweh cometh not with observation, neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of Yahweh is within you. Okay, so I just wanted to do that quick lesson. All right, turned out to be a little longer than I expected, but I truly pray that this lesson was edifying, enlightening, okay, encouraging to the hopeful elect, the hopeful house of David. Okay, and we just got to keep fighting, keep pushing, and keep our mind like David towards Yahweh. Remember, it says his mind was after the Lord. All right, so make sure your mind is after the Lord, even in your shortcomings. It's what I wanted to do, not what my flesh didn't allow me to do. Remember, Apostle Paul talked about that a lot. The things that I want to do, I can't. But that don't mean that you're wicked. It's the fact that you wanted to do it, but you couldn't. That's what matters. And that's what fighting is. That's what enduring is. And other men have failed at that. So keep fighting, and the fight starts with the mind. Inward man, inward man. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. I got to get ready for camp. I pray this lesson was edifying. I just want to say, call halal, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect. With that being said, shalom.